In today's lesson, we're going to talk about what we carry in a shelter kit. Now, as a first responder myself, I'm going to show you what I carry in my kits. You may need to tweak your kit for what works best for you, but I'm going to show you what I teach my students and what works really well for me. The first piece of shelter kit that we need to talk about is a tarp. I like 9x9 or 10x10 tarps. Here is a square tarp that you get off Amazon for less than 10 bucks. Not the best quality in the world, but with some modifications, they work quite well. Now, what I tell my students, and I do on my own tarps, is I reinforce all of my grommets first thing before I go out into the field, before I put this in my pack. The reason is these grommets tend to fail in heavy weather, and in a storm, we do not want ourselves or our patients to be exposed because our grommets failed. Now, the other option you could use is something like this, where you buy a higher quality tarp with reinforced tie-outs. Now, instead of an $8 type of tarp, you're looking at an $80 to $100 tarp. Most of my students, quite honestly, go with the $8 version and just reinforce the grommets themselves. So it's just going to be kind of up to you and your budget. Here is my paracord that I have in my shelter kits. First of all, I have a very long piece of paracord here. This is usually 25 feet or so. This can be used for shelter ridge lines. And then I have 4 to 5 10-foot pieces of paracord. And then I'll also in my kits carry 4 to 6 pre-made loops. These make shelter setup very fast. Now, if you don't have these kind of fancier pre-made loops like this, I'm going to show you in a later video how to make your own here, something like this. The next thing I carry in my shelter kit are toggles. Now, I have various wooden toggles here that I found in the environment, and I have a glow stick. When I am staying overnight for search and rescue, I always put a glow stick on my shelter so that other people can know where my location is. And I strongly recommend that you use a glow stick as one of your toggles as well to increase your visibility. Now, depending on the environment, toggles may be everywhere, but I don't assume that because I don't know where I'm going to be called out to. So I always carry usually at least 6 pre-made toggles with me to make my shelter setup that much quicker. Next in my shelter kit, I carry stakes. This is a little bit controversial for some people because they don't want the weight in their pack. For me, however, I'm gonna carry stakes because, again, I don't know when I get on scene if there's gonna be materials that I can quickly make stakes out of. So I always carry 4 aluminum stakes, and then I carry 2 ABS plastic stakes as well. So I always carry at least 6. This just gives me a lot of different options for shelter building. If the ground is really rocky, I'll go to these. If it's soft, I'll go to the ABS stakes. So this just gives me a lot of different options. The last thing I'm going to carry in my shelter kit is a hammer of some sort. And I found this lightweight one. It's made by Mountain Safety Research. And again, I don't want to make the assumption that I'm going to have what I need in an environment that I have to operate in.